Good morning from Turkestan, Kazakhstan. Now today is going to be a very interesting video. It's going to be different than what I've done before. A lot of people's dream job is to be able to travel the world full time. Well, today I'm going to show you what exactly is behind the scenes of that. I'm on a press trip for the Department of Tourism in Kazakhstan, and I'm going to show you the behind the scenes of everything and explain everything that goes into something like this. From the hotels we stay at, the excursions that we do, the lunches that we take, and even the flights that are given to us. And today's a really packed day. It's currently 9 a.m. and we will not be done until 9 p.m. tonight. So let's go. First things first, we're at the Hampton by Hilton. You can see it's a pretty standard, just regular bed, sofa. View out here is of Turkestan. That's the main city center plaza. You can see there's absolutely no one out there. A little bit strange. This is my travel bag, and here's a basic bathroom. This is nothing special. 2 nights ago, we definitely stayed at a way more luxury hotel, but it's pretty hit or miss on the tourism board. Usually the first night is like the best, and then it goes a little bit downhill from there. But I'm not complaining. This is totally fine. I stay mostly in hostels. But since we are late, we do need to head downstairs and get the day started, so come with me. Now, there's a pretty big group here. There's about 12 of us. We're all from different countries. There is 2 Americans. There's myself and one other lady, but everyone is from different places, from Europe, Asia, everywhere. All right, so this is what the streets of Turkestan look like. I don't know what you would think of Kazakhstan. Turkestan's a little city in Kazakhstan, but you can see here the entire group is right there, and then also to the left is like local media here. That's one of the jobs that we have to do. Everyone here has a different purpose. Some people work for news agencies, some people are independent, some people are travel influencers, like we make the videos for TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all of that. But while we're here, we still need to work with media sources in the local country, so we do a decent amount of interviews. It's usually about 1 a day. So now we're in the car. We're heading about 60 kilometers outside the center of Turkestan, and you can see there's 2 vans, but also you can see on the outside that there are wild camels roaming around. But now you can see that both vans have arrived. We're all here. Every country is here, from South Korea to Mexico to Belgium to Romania. Now starts the day of exploring as a press trip. So stop number 1 on today's agenda is this mausoleum, and you can see that we walked in and there's some sort of prayer or prayer ceremony going on. You can see that this is a pretty big community central point for the people around here. 2 days ago was my first ever mosque, and now this is number 2. So I've done 2 mosques in 2 days, which is more than I've done in 24 years of my life. So there's probably a few questions that you have regarding a trip like this for a press trip. Maybe some of the questions are, who pays for it? Do you get paid? What type of work do you have to do? How do you get involved in something like this? Which are all really good questions. So I've done press trips for different countries and different organizations, and basically how you get involved with it is quite simple. They reach out to you in some sort of way. And regarding the last 2 that I've done here in Kazakhstan and the one before that in Argentina, Argentina reached out with a DM from their Ministry of Tourism, and Kazakhstan reached out with an email. Now, it's not as simple as you get the email and you go. There's different negotiations that have to happen, explanations, maybe the times don't match up. But if it's something that you're offered, and you get offered this by your resume, right? What you've done for travel, for either if you're a writer or you're a content creator or journalist, that's how you get these offers extended to you. Now, another really good question is, what is included in a press trip like this? And there are definitely a lot of perks here, so I think it'd be good to go over them. Number 1 is your transportation to the country. So for example, I was in Chile when I got the offer, so I was flown by the Kazakh ministry from Chile all the way to Kazakhstan. If you know geography, that is a very long way. Honestly, I don't know if it gets farther away, except as your accommodation. And considering that they're trying to put off the best representation of the country, they usually put you up in pretty good places. Additionally, all your food is included, so breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a lot of it is local cuisine. So here in Kazakh, it's a lot of meat dishes, but when I was in Argentina, it varied. Again, meat with asado and the steaks and everything like that, empanadas. So now we're stopping at one of the local museums. There was a brief explanation of how this city was within the Silk Road and how Genghis Khan came here and destroyed the city, which was pretty cool. One big part of doing these press trips is that you get to learn a lot about countries that maybe you never thought of coming to. For example, like when I went to Argentina, never did I have any intention to go to Argentina, but it was really fun. And I can also tell you, Kazakhstan was definitely not on my list. Now, it could be a little bit of a touchy topic, but do I get paid to do this? You know, I never talk about finances or money because I just don't think it's something that should be talked about. You know, your money is your thing. But regarding these trips, it's hit or miss. You know, some governments will offer to you payment because we do charge a fee for making videos. If you're freelance or for companies, it doesn't get done for free because you know what, this is pretty big promotion of a specific area. So some governments will pay you the fee that you say, or there'll be negotiations. But sometimes they don't pay you, like this trip. You know, for me, sometimes that's totally okay. If I have a huge interest in the country like I did with Kazakhstan, not having payment is totally okay with me. You know, I think everything that is involved within the trip process, between the flights, the hotels, the food, for me to come here, document the country, be able to experience it, that is more than enough value for me for specific countries. Brother, I join you.
If you want, let's come to sit here.
So now we've moved on to the next activity of the day. We're going through some ruins here. Basically, this is just discovering the different cultures that were in this area of Kazakhstan throughout the years, even before it was Kazakhstan. But another common question that you might be asking is, what is the requirements of me when coming on a press trip? Is there any sort of contract? Is there any sort of work requirement? However, the most common is there's no contract, because this is basically like a visit, right? You're not obligated to do anything. However, it is expected that you make whatever you're designed to make. However, like if you write a blog, you should be writing a blog about your experience here. If you're a TikToker or a YouTuber, you should be making videos about the country. But at the end of the day, there's no obligation. So you can come here and not make anything, but you probably won't get invited back a second time. So remember when I told you that interviews sometimes are a part of this? Well, that's exactly what's happening right now. One of the gentlemen from South Korea, who's a photographer here, is now getting interviewed. You can see that the local news is asking him some questions, of course, in English. And it's just something that the local tourism here uses because we are here as visitors and guests to the country. And you know, when you're hearing all this information about a press trip, your first thought is probably like, wow, that's so awesome, you know, like so lucky. But I want you to take into account that a lot of hard work is taken to get to this point. You know, I've been making, for myself, I can't speak about the other people, but I've been making videos for 5 years and years of people not watching them. So to get to an experience like this and be able to do this in other countries, yes, it's awesome, but always remember it took a lot of hard work to get to this point. So we just finished sightseeing that one location, so it's about a midday break, so we'll all convene for lunch. And like I said earlier, the lunch and stuff like that is included. So you can see we're all sitting down. We have a couple course meal. And now we're gonna go back out because we have a flight later today, but there's a couple more things within Turkestan that we have to see. So we're gonna go get after that before we have to get out of here. Now this is where the normal day of a press trip turns drastically. We did our few things that were left. We explored the new and the old town of Turkestan. We also went, one of the Romanian reporters wanted to go ride a camel. And at this point, it was about 6 p.m. and we are all exhausted because you have to remember it is super hot. We're doing a ton of things today. We're doing a bunch of work as well. And I'll let you hear what some of the guys have to say about how we're feeling, and then I'll show you where all the things go wrong. Let's check in with some of the guys. Fellas, how are we feeling?
Well, I think pretty much everybody is quite exhausted, to put it mildly, I would say. Yeah, but they're just so motivated to show us maximum and tell us everything we don't need to know.
Expired. Best by date is done. Well, hello. Welcome back to the hotel. It is 10:45. And this is not the hotel we're supposed to be at. This honestly turned into one of the perfect days for me to do one of these press trip videos because things have gone terribly wrong. After doing all of our excursions for the day, we were supposed to be on a flight at 9 o'clock to fly to the second biggest city in Kazakhstan. However, that flight has now been delayed for 6 hours. So we are just sitting here in the hotel because every hour the flight gets delayed even more. So basically this day started at 9 in the morning and we've done everything that I've shown you today. We're now back at the hotel and we have no idea where we're sleeping. We have no idea what time we're actually flying out on the airplane. Now you can imagine how tired I am at this point, especially because today it has been close to 100 degrees all day. And tomorrow we have to do the same exact thing we did today, but in another city. And on top of that, I have to make videos about the entire city, so I have to be in work mode the whole day, like I was today, but it's a little bit different because I knew exactly what I'm filming today. Tomorrow, I have no idea. Which then comes to the next part of this job, which really hasn't been talked about. It's actually producing, editing, and publishing all the content. Which, if you don't know, for me to put one of the videos together that you guys watch takes roughly about 7 to 8 hours per video. Well, on trips like this, whenever I get back, I usually end up staying up till around 2:30 or 3 in the morning, then running about 5 hours of sleep for the next day. Do that each and every day, and then usually by the end of the trip, you're able to get the first of 4 to 6 videos done. But instead of ending the video here, I'm going to take you along with us on the flight at 2 in the morning because technically the day is not done and we don't know where we're sleeping. So let's hope the flight goes off and let's hope we make it to our hotel at a reasonable hour. Well, the time now is 12:30 and we've officially made it to the airport. There hasn't been another delay yet. But again, remember how long this day has been. You can see that it's a super small airport here. This is probably the only flight going on right now, and we're all coming in to check the bags. Hope for no more delays. So you can see that the time is 1:40. Luckily, the flight has not been delayed again, but technically we're supposed to leave in 20 minutes. Who knows if that's going to happen. Flight time is about 1 hour and a half. Let's just say 2 hours, give and take off. We're not going to be at the hotel till probably like 4 or 5. I'm going to say 5. All right, after one more final delay to 2:15, we're supposedly finally getting on the flight. Over under 5 o'clock at the hotel. We might be hitting the over tonight. So we hopped on our flight, and it actually turned out only to be an hour flight, which was amazing. We got off, and then we waited to get our bags, and then our transport to the hotel finally got us. We are finally here. I don't think you understand how happy I am to be in this hotel room in an entirely new city. The time now is 5 a.m. and this day started at 9 a.m. but I was up at 6 a.m. because I went to the gym before the whole day started. So it is almost like I've been up for 24 hours. Yes, it's been a super long day, but at the same time, I am so appreciative of the opportunity to do this. So I'm not complaining, but it's just, I'm tired. But with that being said, guys, I hope this gives you a little bit more of an insight of what a media day trip looks like. I want to say a great thank you to all the Patreon, Instagram, and Facebook subscribers because you make this channel possible. With that being said, guys, I'm going to go to sleep now. Hopefully, maybe, probably not. I'm going to do work, but I'll see you in the next video.